Hey everyone, welcome back to It's Schway at Schwarbage, a Batman, Bat fan, Bat review, Bat pod, Batcast. I'm Will.
I'm Jack.
And I am accusing you of a great crime.
Oh no.
The
What
crime of
crime?
the crime of stealing my heart.
Me?
Aw.
No.
Oh, who?
Me?
Maybe.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, anyway, today, we got some more topics for you. Big topic. We have a discussion topic. Those of you who are frequent listeners will know we did one of these in the first episode and then forgot about them.
Mm-hmm.
Got another one though.
You
We
like
sure
discussing?
Yeah, we
You
do.
love this.
do. If you love our thoughts, you'll love this.
If you hate our thoughts, well,
Listen to another podcast.
Yeah, what are you doing? We seem to have a lot of people listening to our podcast who don't like it, according to our bits.
Yeah, true. And then we have our one fan in the Netherlands.
Mad Hype, shout out to you.
yeah.
If you're a recurring listener, then mad
Stop
Stop
props.
wasting your time. Go do something else.
Go outside.
Well, we
Our-
can't tell them this.
We can't. We can't insult our audience like this.
Okay, Quentin, what's the topic?
Oh, so I was just thinking, a couple of weeks ago, about how some characters in the Batman universe, whether they're heroes or parts of the Rogues Gallery, are rather hit or miss. Like, I don't know. Like, there have been 10,000 different versions of the Joker, and depending on what you're looking at, whether that be like the Killing Joke graphic novel or the Killing Joke animated movie, they're wildly different. But then on the flip side, you have characters like, I think the entire thing this was based on, Alfred, who, no matter what version you look at, 9 times out of 10, it's going to often be a hit.
I like how you said you said that like you didn't suggest this. You were like, I think this inspired this.
Yes.
Like you were not the
You-
one who
it
suggested
inspired you.
this.
But I
Well-
think your examples are perfect.
Agreed.
Those are the two that I immediately thought of for hit or miss and never miss character.
Never miss.
I can't think of a single time Alfred was fucked up. I don't have as much knowledge of all the different media as you two, but I can't think of a single time from what
He's
I've
even
seen.
he's even awesome in Batman and Robin. Like a movie that does everything wrong, he's great in it.
Exactly.
And Batgirl's his niece.
Exactly. Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot so many things about that movie. Are we gonna have to cover that movie?
No.
Good.
It's not real. I made it up.
We'll get to it.
I'm gonna say we will have to cover it.
Yeah, probably. Can we do
I
Batman
feel like on a
Forever
previous
first?
episode we'll do all those movies in order, starting with the two good ones. So don't worry.
We'll do one 10-hour episode where we review them all sequentially.
That would actually be like a killer episode, I
That
think.
would be no, Quentin. Did you not hear the part where I said 10 hours?
Well, we could just do like a
That's
2-hour long
That's
one.
what weekends are for.
Anyway, I want to talk about the Penguin.
Okay.
Do you think he's hit or miss?
I don't think he's hit. I think he hits most of the time with an occasional miss, but I think he's very emblematic of what causes a hit or miss character. So he's kind of a gateway to ease us in.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask both of you, what is the Penguin's deal?
He
Crime.
is a as a child, he either was abandoned or grew up in a rich household with a family that was overshadowed by the Waynes, or again, abandoned and thrown into a sewer.
See, what you just said there are two incredibly different takes. You can say, like, oh, he was either a rich kid or he was thrown in the sewer by his parents. I think the idea that, like, characters who have a weak fundamental base are characters who end up like this. The Penguin's pretty great. He doesn't have the issue because both versions of him have, like, weird crime man and weird bird man. Sometimes they overlap, but those two, like, they're both good, but they're very different. I think it's a weak base that leads to this kind of divergence of two separate characterization, and they tend to be one pretty good, one pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Tell me if this makes sense, but the Penguin himself, despite having this weak base, is not actually hit or miss. And I think that might be because you really don't have to go into his base at all to get the character in your media.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you can just have him as a crime guy. You don't need to go into his backstory at all.
He's also kind of like the go-to, like, you need kind of like a mini-boss or like an opening villain where it's like you don't need to get invested, but you can be like, oh, I recognize that.
Yep, yeah, he's very recognizable. No matter what form he takes. I think that there's sort of like this Venn diagram of, on one side, you have like the Penguin that appears in the Arkham games, who's like prim proper Englishman Penguin. And then on the other side, you have Danny DeVito Penguin, who's this fucking Neanderthal. And then in the middle, you have like animated series Penguin, who is a mixture of both of those things.
Mm-hmm. Until we get to the new adventures of Batman and Robin, when they're just like, nah, he's just fancy.
Yeah, he's just fancy. There's that one episode where they flesh out his character, where he tries to like be a part of high society.
Mm-hmm. And that lady dates him as a joke. Not cool, lady. Don't remember your name. Not cool.
We'll get to that episode, won't we?
Yeah, we'll get.
No, wait. Okay, like, guys, we can't keep saying that.
Yes, we can. I think we made a commitment to cover everything possible.
We signed a contract with the devil.
Hey, Devil, do you want to introduce yourself? For those of you at home, it is the three of us. The Devil's in every one of these calls. He never says anything. You want to talk, buddy? Ha! Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he doesn't talk much, but when he does, it's a fucking gem.
Mm-hmm.
Real laugh riot.
Yeah, we get about one devil nugget per episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always a hoot.
Hope y'all enjoy that.
This is a dumb bit.
Wait, I have a question about the Penguin.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a bad version of the Penguin that you can think of?
Probably.
Hit me.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Like, what is the story with the Penguin where you just go, I don't know. This isn't good. I don't like the Penguin in the story. They really fucked him up.
Oh,
What's
well, I
that
mean,
story?
he's been in plenty of stories that I don't like as like a side gimmick. Like, again, going back to the animated series, that one fucking episode where Batman loses his memory. Yep.
Oh wait, is that the Forgotten, or does he?
No, that wasn't Batman the Animated Series. I think. I think
was.
the one where he loses his memory.
Or was
Penguin's
that
not in that one?
Was that
Yeah,
no?
that's
That was
the
the Batman.
Yeah, that. Yeah. You're thinking of the Batman where he forgets he's Batman and then the Penguin attacks and yeah.
He's also in Batman's in My Basement, which is one of the weaker episodes.
That's
of
what
Batman
I was
series.
thinking of with the animated
I think that's
series.
what you're thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not the problem with that. The
No.
problem is that Batman's in some kid's basement.
Well, I think he is at his worst when he is playing second to some side gimmick.
I agree. He's a very gimmick-friendly character, but gimmick-friendly stories are not my favorite.
No.
Like the episode of of Batman the Animated Series where Batman goes blind and he has to wear a VR headset.
Yeah.
He has to fight the Penguin.
Because I feel like in a lot of stories that utilize gimmick, they spend more time fleshing out that gimmick than they do actually trying to tell an interesting story or flesh out their characters.
Mm-hmm.
And once the gimmick is resolved, there's really no other substance to what happened. Yeah.
Okay, do we actually want to talk about a hit or miss character?
Yes.
I didn't think we'd talk about Penguin this long, and
Well,
I
it
didn't
was a
have much
good
to say
example. It was a good example.
It was a great example. David.
Thank you.
And I'm always down to talk about Penguin.
Okay, but Jack, this is a Batman podcast. You could say I'm always down to talk about, and then insert any Batman character.
I'm not always. If we were just droning on and on about, say,
Bane?
No, I'm also always down to talk about.
Exactly.
Yep.
Name a character who you both unironically don't like and isn't a funny character to talk about.
Oh shit!
Shit.
Exactly.
No, wait. Clayface 2.
You don't like Matt Hagen?
No, wait. Clayface 3.
I like Preston Payne a lot.
Clayface 4.
Lady Clay is fun. Fuck off, I know them all.
Clayface 5.
If that's the one that's the daughter or the son of Clayface 3 and 4, then I also like them. I think Clayface 6 is where they fall off, but 6 might also be where it starts being funny that there are 6 Clayfaces.
Damn it!
Do you all think that Clayface is a hit or miss character?
So that's interesting, because if you say a specific Clayface, like I think Basil Karlo is basically always good, but if we just want to say Clayface as a title and talk about all 10 Clayfaces, then yeah, I'm gonna have some complaints.
And do you think that kind of traces back to what you were saying about Penguin, right? The fact that there's not a consistent backstory.
Yeah.
For Clayface,
yeah.
You know, it's just...
Well, for all the different Clayfaces.
Well, I think with Basil Karlo, something that works so well is his backstory as an actor. That's sort of...
It's poetic.
It's very poetic. It works very well with his power. It just plays off of itself. But, I don't know. With a lot of these characters, I don't know if I just like them every single time I see them, specifically because I was exposed to certain types of media first, and that sort of gave me like rose-colored nostalgia glasses. Like Feet of Clay, I think is one of my favorite pieces of Batman media of all time. I really, really enjoy those 2 episodes. I think it has some of the best looking animation to come out of that entire series.
Okay, this is side tangent. It'll be quick though. It has always bothered me that Batman the Animated Series did the origin story of Basil Karlo, but just called him Matt Hagen.
Yep.
Like they did the same thing because
they did the same thing with Tim Drake and Jason Todd.
Yeah, it's Jason Todd to a T, and they're just like, nah, it's Tim. Don't worry about it. This is Tim. We're calling him Tim so you won't send us mail and ask us to kill him.
To kill him. Yeah, because the name was the problem.
Yeah, Jason Todd is a
Jason
very
Todd.
punchable name.
It's a very killable name. I'm gonna name my child Jason Todd so they get fucking murdered. By popular vote.
Red Hood's pretty hit or miss.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I'd say Jason Todd is hit or miss. I would say that I like Red Hood a
He's
lot.
getting hit and missed by that crowbar, ain't he?
Too soon.
Too soon?
Too soon.
Honestly. Damn.
You don't have to do Jason like that, hon. Here.
You really didn't.
It wasn't that good, I'm sorry.
No, it just wasn't.
What
If
are-
you're gonna hit Jason, you better make it good.
I think what we need in this discussion is a character, and then an example of a hit, and an example of a miss.
Yes.
Easy. I got one that goes miss, hit, miss, and it's. I was gonna hold out on this because it's opposite to my example with Penguin.
Okay.
Let's talk about Mr. Freeze.
Ooh.
So originally, he just robbed banks. Like, he didn't have a dead wife.
No. This
And
was...
it was misses all the time. It was a boring, uninteresting character that basically no one liked.
Was that the original television series? Where he was
No, I mean
introduced?
he originated in comics, but yeah, he was also in the.
Oh,
television
okay.
series.
Okay. I thought he originated from the television series.
No, you're thinking of King Tut. Anyway.
Oh, yes.
Common mistake.
Then, in rolls Batman the Animated Series, and they're like, hey, check out our new hot, sexy Mr. Freeze. He's none of those things. He's very cold. But he has a dying wife. Isn't that cool? And then everyone thought that was cool.
No pun
Because
intended.
the old Mr. Freeze was stale and boring, and they needed to mix it up. And then a horrible thing happened. The New 52. And then the cool Mr. Freeze, who had a dying wife, had grown stale and boring. And they decided they need to change it for the sake of variety. And they made Nora Freeze just like not his wife. Just a random frozen lady that he fell in love with while she was frozen. And that was a big miss.
Yep.
And they did that just for the sake of, like, being different.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I think,
So I think
that systemically comes from the fact that there are only so many stories that you can tell from that perspective. They should have done something drastic or made a shift in his character that happened while his wife was frozen. Maybe her getting unfrozen. Maybe her finally getting cured and him being stuck in his criminal ways.
You're talking about Batman the Animated Series again. They already did it. This is the problem. They already did that.
No, you're right. But there are things that they could have done to shift it without going back and retconning his backstory.
I mean, what was the New 52 if not time to retcon everyone's backstory?
That's true.
I mean, the fundamental thing here is that when you change something, you can either do a really good job and make that thing better, or you could just fuck it up.
So true.
So, do you think the characters that change the most are the most hit or miss?
I think that is partially. I think it's a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
There are characters who have a weak base, so they can kind of be anything, and characters with a strong base, so strong it has to change to stop from being boring. I think there's the characters that kind of fluctuate in the middle. This is going to be one of the only times you ever hear me say this, but I think Harley Quinn is a good example of this.
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't like the heroic modern version of Harley Quinn, but I don't think it's objectively bad. I think it makes sense. They're doing like an arc for her, and now she's a good guy. It's neat, I guess. I don't like it, but I think that, like, there's not, like, I can't point to a story and be like, oh, in that story she's bad.
True.
Something extremely loud just passed by my window, and I don't know what it was. I'm sorry if that...
I didn't hear it,
picked
but I
up.
think
Okay.
I heard Quentin take a sip from something and set a bottle down on his desk.
It was a sip of water. My throat was dry.
Cool. I've already destroyed like half my tea.
Yeah.
I need to start rationing this shit.
On the subject of Harley Quinn, I actually think I'm now realizing that one of the season 2 episodes of the Harley Quinn television show was a slam dunk on New 52 Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I've never seen the show. Please explain.
So there's an episode where so Joker and Batman have both seemingly died, and all of the city has been broken up into factions, and one of them is run by Mr. Freeze, and like Harley Quinn and her gang like need something from him. I don't remember what. and so they show up, and like Mr. Freeze invites them in. He freezes them, funny, and then he has like a dinner party, and Nora is frozen, and like Harley Quinn is like true love isn't real because she had a bad relationship with Joker, and she's like this is probably just some lady you froze and kidnapped. And so she unthaws Nora Freeze, and Nora immediately is like, my love, have you cured me? And Harley's like, oh no. Yeah.
And
we should talk about that show. I don't think we have any of that in the queue, but that's good.
It's fantastic, actually. We should.
Yeah.
Jack, you should watch it. It's very good.
Yeah,
I will check it out.
I haven't started season 3 yet, but that's currently airing.
It's so good.
It is?
Oh my god. Can I just talk about something small?
Sure.
Wait, no, but Jack hasn't seen it. It'll be spoilers.
Well, we already spoiled the fact that Joker and Batman were seemingly dead in the second season.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. My bad.
It's alright. I think people will, if they're worried about spoilers, they will turn it off when they hear me ask you to explain the episode.
Yeah, we should have done some sort of spoiler warning there.
No.
I mean, this whole segment is just us going off on random pieces of media, which will probably be spoiling all of them. So, just a blanket warning, I guess, should put at the start.
Be aware.
But it's
blanket warning. If you're worried about Batman spoilers for anything, don't listen to a Batman podcast.
Don't. It's a bad idea. Don't listen to a Batman podcast anyway. A bad.
Did you just call us a bad Batman podcast? Which is fair.
Yep. Is there what other Batman podcast? I mean, I guess there's Batman Unburied, but I
still haven't listened to that. I forgot about that.
You should.
You know what? This is a call-out post for DC. You started that with, like, after we put up our second episode.
Don't.
Nah, they felt threatened. They felt threatened by us.
Guys, I have our competition up here.
Yeah.
The Batman Book Club, Batman U, or Gotham U, a Batman podcast. Batman.
No, we can't call out all these people.
You know who is our real podcast rival?
Who?
Ourselves.
Those two bastards over there running the elongated cast.
Holy shit! Those guys suck.
Blatantly ripping us off.
Fuck, guys! I don't know how we're gonna be able to keep up. The elongated cast is so fucking good. I've listened to it like 9 times already. It's too good.
Check out, if you're listening, check out the elongated cast when you're finished.
Don't. If you're listening, never listen to the elongated cast.
It's on the
unless
same
you want
channel.
a show that's better than us. I'm kidding. I like this more than the elongated cast because Quentin's not in the elongated cast.
Aw. Well, you were the contrarian that when Jack went, you're here listening to a worse version of Shwarbage, you were like, I think it's a better version of Shwarbage.
Well, of course I said that. I was on the cast at the time. I didn't want to get kicked out.
By who?
Jesus.
Okay.
I thought the devil was on. Oh, Jesus
no,
is
the
on
devil's
the
on this
elongated
one. Jesus is on the elongated cast.
That's so fucking true.
Do you all want to wrap up this discussion about hit or miss characters?
I feel like we never really talked about it.
This was a hit or miss segment.
We did.
We talked about a lot of stuff.
Let's talk about one more. We gotta think of one more.
Okay.
One more character.
Well, we mentioned Joker at the start.
I mean, there are bigger ones, but talking about Joker or Batman, I think like Batman is so grounded in his backstory.
Yeah, but like, duh. There's a million versions of every one of them.
Exactly, Batman and Joker. We need a character that has a couple of appearances, and not all of those appearances are Scarecrow.
Ooh.
Yep. I feel like that is a character that is done well 25% of the time. I feel like we've had a character that's done well like 75% of the time, 100% of the time, 0% of the time. 25% of the time, Scarecrow.
Wait, who's your
0% of the
0?
time?
Wait, I don't know.
We couldn't think of anyone.
Signal Man. Anyway.
How dare you?
dare
The
you.
blue bowman is awesome.
Anyway, Scarecrow. What? Give a
Yeah,
hit.
Scarecrow. What's up with Scarecrow?
Give a good. Let's talk about a good Scarecrow first, and then we can go into the bad.
I like that animated series episode where he drives Batman crazy and nobody believes him and he's locked in Arkham Asylum.
How about the episode where he seemingly kills Batgirl? I'm mixed on that episode. Do you guys remember the one
Wait,
I'm
you
talking
mean
about?
Arkham Knight?
Yeah, you're talking about a
I'm talking about Arkham
video
Knight.
game Arkham
okay.
Knight.
Isn't
Isn't that one with a football game? Am I
Yeah, there's
crazy?
one with I don't like that episode, but there is one with a football game.
True.
He makes a fear toxin that's activated by adrenaline, and so like professional athletes get scared mid match and throw the match so Scarecrow can win sports betting.
Good scheme. Not great for television.
Yeah, it's not. I don't love that. Can we talk about? So how do you guys feel about Scarecrow in the Arkham games? Because he's pretty different in the two games he's in.
Arkham Asylum? One of the highlights of that game for sure for me is Scarecrow.
Yep.
But he's also like a bumbling little rat man. It's like, I'm going to throw this into the water, Batman.
Well, I think that's the thing, is that up until that point, he has been like a huge threat, being able to like stop you in your tracks and make you run through entire fucking buildings not knowing what's going on. So by the time you actually get to him and are able to confront him without the effects of the toxin, it's
He
like
gets jumped by Killer Croc and dragged into the water.
exactly, it's a juxtaposition because he's this big threat the whole entire time and then he's fucking nothing by the time you approach him.
Which is also true. I haven't thought about this, but that's exactly what happens in Arkham Knight. Is that he's this huge presence for the whole game. He's like a terrifying, like, torn up, gross man with like a new deep voice now and like his weird gross Skeletor one. And then like at the end of the game, he doesn't even get a quick time event. He's a cutscene.
Yep. But that's the thing that I'll say about like a good portion of Batman villains. I mean, especially with Scarecrow as like a figurehead, half of them are like the bulky fighting type that will stick around and have a couple of encounters that are like them. People like Scarecrow and like a couple of the other ones that are more like planner types, they'll maybe have like one encounter, inject you with fear toxin, and then run away. Half the time he is either running away or hiding in a location that you cannot get to. He is not a physical threat. So
Do you guys know about it's only DLC, but there is a side mode where you get to do the boss fight for him in Arkham Knight. It's pretty cool.
yeah, with the car?
Yeah, it's the best car segment. You're driving around Gotham covered in fear toxin, and the huge Scarecrow from Arkham City comes back, but now since you're in the tank, you're gonna shoot him.
Could we just do one episode that covers all of the Arkham DLC?
I mean, that's a lot.
I mean, it's not.
I feel like those can be reserved for talking about the games.
I have
Hint,
an idea.
hint.
Let's just cover all the games and all related media in one very long
That's
episode.
crazy. That would take us so long. All of the games?
All of the games and all related media.
We are not reviewing Origins Blackgate. We can't.
No, that's actually a great idea.
No!
I control the queue. I'm putting it in the queue right now.
Christ.
God, I need to get my 3DS and a copy of that game as soon as possible.
I forgot that was for 3D. I have my 3DS. I'm looking at it right now.
I don't. Mine's at home.
I was just playing the fucking Final Fantasy rhythm game.
Awesome.
Okay, are we good? Did we get our fill?
I think we did it.
I think we did. I think we had some good bits in there. But
Did we
now to
talk
move
about
on.
Yeah, we did.
Actually, first, can I just read you the notes I prepared for hit or miss characters?
Okay.
They are talk about Penguin, talk about Mr. Freeze.
Jesus Christ.
We got good mileage out of
did it.
that.
Oh yeah, that was a good 32 minutes.
Holy cow! Holy cow, I was worried this episode was not going to be long enough.
No.
We're good.
Because
But now,
next up we have something. If you didn't want to hear us do a discussion segment, then lucky for you, we're not doing another one.
no.
We're doing something that is one of my personal favorite things we've ever covered.
Really?
Yes.
Honestly, I think this might be the craziest comic we have seen thus far.
That's true. Okay, I guess.
Maybe I'm guessing it up.
okay.
I don't want to guess it up too much, because, but just in terms of
Let's-
enjoyment, this was one of my favorites.
Let's just say, the first panel of this is the first page of this is crazier than any other comic page we've read, and also each page in the story gets sequentially more crazy.
Do you guys remember where we got the idea to review this from?
Yes, it was in an advertisement from one of the previous issues.
And this comic
That-
is
yeah.
World's Finest.
It is. Yeah, okay. Oh no, you
Go
do it.
ahead.
Sorry. Nah, it's fine.
World's Finest number 183, released in 1969. World's Finest is a series of comics featuring Batman and Superman and Robin. So this comic has all three of those fellas.
Mm-hmm.
And oh boy.
No boy.
Yep. Do you guys...
So our story opens up on Batman returning in a time machine with two people from the future.
That's...
That-
well... so fucking...
Wait, we should
Get
talk
out
about
there.
the Wait, do we want to do remember Cover Up? Our
Yeah, I was
new
gonna-
segment,
Oh my
Cover Up?
God.
We got to
First
talk
of
about
all-
the cover.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
cover
okay,
up.
okay.
But first,
Cover up.
something else. First, something else. The advertisement for this was the accused, Superman. The accuser, Batman. The charge, a major crime against the human race. And then there was a little buzz text at the bottom that did not get fulfilled in the slightest. You be the jury.
There is not viewer or reader interaction in this
I
comic. sadly.
so
That would've
wish
been-
that there was some way to like pass down the verdict.
A Jason
we
Todd
can do it.
phone vote.
New bit just came up with it. I don't know. Let's call it. You just got Jason Todd. We will be the jury at the end of the story. We will decide if he is guilty or not.
Okay, guys, and now for the segment.
Time for our
Cover up.
make cover.
Okay, what is one
well,
thing?
don't hold on to
Okay. You know what? You know what? I was listening back to it, and then I gave up on make cover too easily.
Oh
Make
my
cover is
God.
hilarious.
Makeover is good.
It is. It's good.
It is.
We're
it
not
is.
covering up anything. We're giving the cover a makeover.
We're covering up the original cover.
Fine. I'd put Robin on it. It's the same problem as last time. Robin's not here.
That's
He's very
Robin
much
is not
in the
here.
story. He's in the story.
So the cover depicts Batman with his finger pointing. If you've ever seen the Ace Attorney games, it looks like that. At a time police guy who's wearing this green and purple uniform, and he's
The
saying
colors of evil.
he's standing in the United Nations General Assembly building, like with all the people seated around him, and he's saying, "Members of the UN, I accuse Superman of the most evil deed in history, and I'll prove it as soon as this man takes off his mask." And then Superman is pointing at Batman saying, "Batman's lying, he's trying to frame me." Which is just a great cover.
Oh, it's a fantastic cover. So, what single improvement would make this fantastic? Would make this beautiful?
I have three things. Single improvement. Which one's the most important to me? Yeah, it's Robin. Robin deserves to be here.
Okay, Robin.
Yeah. You sounded like a psychiatrist, like taking a note.
Okay, Robin.
You're like,
Robin.
okay, Robin.
Writes Robin in the notepad.
Exactly. That's
Obsession
exactly
with
what I
Robin,
envisioned him
question
doing.
mark.
Very interesting, Mr. Wayne. That's my psychologist.
Does he call you Mr. Wayne?
He just calls me Mr. Wayne all the fucking time. I don't know why. What about you, Jack? What improvement would you make to this?
It's hard for me to actually think of an improvement because this cover is so eye-grabbing to me. Like, I don't know, I really like it. But I don't think Superman ever actually says that Batman is trying to frame him in the comic.
That was my first thought,
Yeah.
too.
So it's kind of an inaccurate representation of what he does in this story.
You did say one of my other ones, so yeah.
Again, this is, I think, us kind of being clickbaited into an argument between the two, where Batman thoroughly, is being led to believe that he had committed this crime. And Superman doesn't buy into it at first, but we'll get into the actual meat of the story later.
Batman's so dumb in this.
But as for my improvement, I think what's missing, the wreath. The kryptonite wreath that Superman has around his neck
Oh yeah.
during the entire court segment. That's very eye-catching and distracting every single time I look at it. But for the sake of keeping the shit straight, I think that he should be chained up.
Can I say my last one? Because
Go.
it wasn't that. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, go for it.
There's 2 Time Police guys. Oh wait, no. Are they both on the cover? No, it's just one.
Just
No,
one.
There's 2 of them. Where's the other guy?
I don't know, standing just out of frame.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say
With
that
Robin.
about Robin.
Also, the other thing that is revealed in this that I honestly went back to go and check after I'd started reading, is that the building that this is taking place in is, and I, now that I'm rereading it, the first line is the members of the UN. This is the United Nations building.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a crux of this story.
Yep.
That is something that was
They could
lost
hang
on
some
me the
flags
first
up.
time.
That would be kind of a
This-
nice touch on the cover. Put some flags up at the top of the...
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
This story could be subtitled. It's subtitled Superman's Crime of the Ages, but it very easily could be subtitled The Day Where No Real Politics Was Done.
Also true.
So the story begins.
Yes.
As previously stated, the first thing we are seeing is Batman returning from a trip to the future with 2 time cops. And they're like, hey, Superman in the future, he's gonna destroy the world. We told you this. We're telling you again so the audience knows. I'm holding a picture of Superman in case you don't know who that is, despite the fact we got you because you're Superman's best friend. Here's some kryptonite. Go stop Superman from destroying the future.
I
That's-
mean,
So
that's-
who does he get to help? But his trusty ward, Dick
Robin.
Grayson.
Dick Robin.
That's how it is. That's how it's said in the
I
comic.
know, but it's so funny.
okay, Benedict Arnold. Jesus.
That's a direct quote from Robin in this story.
Oh my god, this story is awesome.
I fucking love this story.
Batman's like, I need to contact Superman. Robin, you know how we do that. And he's like, yeah. Did they use a signal watch? No. Does he call him? No. He throws up his own bat signal in the Batcave, but it's for Superman. And I think, imagine if you're a citizen of Gotham City, and some bad shit is going down. and the police are like, it's too much. We gotta call Batman. They throw up the bat signal, and you're like, yes, like it's dangerous, but Batman's here to save the day. And then Batman throws up the Superman signal, and you're just like, oh no.
Darkseid's here.
Yeah.
He's robbing Gotham Bank.
Yeah, or you're like, oh, the bat signal's up. I wonder if I don't know, like the Joker is like robbing a museum or whatever, and then Batman's like, Superman, help.
What would be like the next evolution of that? Who would they call that would be like the end of the world scenario?
Spectre.
Goku. It's hard to get more than Superman.
The Spectre.
I
Big
thought you
green man.
said Vector for a second. I was so confused. I racked my brain.
Vector.
Vector.
No, I said the Spectre.
No, yeah, the Spectre. I mean, yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess like Dr. Fate.
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, Doctor. God damn it, we can't. We can't. No. You
We
just
can't
made
talk
me...
about Watchmen?
No,
Why can't we talk about Watchmen?
No.
Watchmen's great.
We could talk about Watchmen. We just can't talk about the DC Watchmen crossover. I hate
Why
that
not?
shit. I hate it.
Why not?
I hate it.
It's so bad. Why not?
I don't want to. We'd have to talk about Watchmen.
But it's not Batman related.
But if the only... But I like Watchmen, and I don't like that crossover. So the only exposure that we would be giving the audience to Watchmen is through that crossover, which is bad.
Sounds like a funny bit.
Yeah. Too
That
bad
sounds
we've
like
already committed to everything bad being featured here.
Damn it.
Our goal is to cover every bad piece of media.
No, you misread it. It says bat. Every bat piece of media.
Where are we? Where are we in the plot synopsis?
I think we're on page 3.
No, we gotta keep going.
So, Batman throws up the super signal, and Superman's here just like, hey, Batman, what do you need? It's me, Superman. And Batman's like, you know your kryptonite detector? Can I see it so that I can make more of them? Which, like, it's a trick, but unironically, Batman, you should do that. Supergirl should have a kryptonite detector.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, hey, Superman, look at my robot dog. And then when Superman turns around, he glues the kryptonite detector to a batarang and throws it out the window. Then Robin jumps Superman with kryptonite. They put a kryptonite necklace on him, and then they take him to the UN.
So
Yep.
there's an answer to all of you. Could Robin beat Superman? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
That is true. God. Yeah, Batman v Superman. Superman
Dawn of
wins.
Robin.
But Robin could easily. Guys, I want to posit something real quick. Batman and Superman versus Robin.
Hey guys, I think Robin might lose.
I think Robin might win. Okay, Batman.
Is it all of the Robins or just one
That's
It
Robin?
what I was
depends on
thinking.
whether or
Batman
not
and
he's on the cover.
Batman and Superman versus all of the Robins. The main 4 Robins. I just thought about it. There are way more Robins.
Yeah, oh, so we're just gonna fuck over Stephanie Brown then, that's fine.
Okay, no. Stephanie Brown has her own identity.
So do all of the Robins!
Okay, the main 5 Robins.
Yeah, they still lose. They still lose, but I'm
You know how
glad
Batman
Stephanie's
has
there.
a plan to defeat every member of the Justice League in case
Yeah.
they go rogue? Does he have one for Robin?
For every
Yes.
Robin.
He does. He does.
Is
I
Jason
think-
Todd's weakness crowbar?
I think you're half right. I do think Batman is like, he's like, his plan is like, all of the Robins are so traumatized it would be so easy to exploit that. I think that's legit his plan. Just like throw a crowbar in Jason's general direction and then punch him while he's distracted.
That's so fucked up. Do you think
I know.
Do you think in Batman Beyond he has a contingency for fucking Terry?
No, I think he's too old to do shit about it at that
Yeah.
point.
I think that he has a way to fucking detonate that suit.
Well, he can freeze it in place permanently.
That's also true.
He does that in episode 1.
I fucking forgot about. Yep.
So they're at the UN.
Yeah.
It's very funny seeing, like, the UN full of all of the delegates, and then two ridiculously dressed future man, Superman, like, tied up, and then Batman and Robin. They're just like, hey.
Yeah, they were just like, hey.
Hey, what's up? Hope there's not, like, important wars or, like, talks or anything. Can you guys put Superman on
This is
trial?
important. This is important. This is probably more important than anything else going on.
Anything else the UN has...
Well, what do they... Look at what they speculate might be going on before they know Superman is being arrested. One of the delegates says, the Security Council has been summoned into an emergency session. Can it be some invasion or an Adam test ban violation? So those are some of the big questions of the day.
Yep. Turns out, no, just one vigilante caught another vigilante and is like, hey, you should punish this guy for his crimes. Also, Robin's here.
Robin
yeah,
is
two
here.
vigilantes caught another vigilante. Really 4 if you count the time police.
I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
They're not vigilantes. They operate
official.
within the law. They're the police.
They are the police. They're the
Yeah.
time police.
Okay.
I wish DC's Legends of Tomorrow had brought back the time police.
Do you remember how this story ends, Quentin? They're not.
I think he's just doing a bit. We'll get to it.
Okay.
Anyway, the guy who's up on the podium was like, Superman is entitled to counsel. I hereby appoint the delegate from Maristan, not a real place I checked, to defend him.
Yeah.
And then just some random dude in the audience goes, Superman's lucky. She's the most beautiful delegate at the UN and Asia's finest lawyer. And you in the audience may be thinking, this character's getting a lot of focus. Is she important?
Mm-mm.
Not really.
No.
She serves a purpose, but is that purpose important? No. Could it have
She's
been...
in, like, 5 panels.
I mean, they could have gotten, like, as long as we're doing, like, superhero shenanigans, they could have gotten, like, another hero to come in and do Superman's defense.
Daredevil. This takes place on crossover Earth.
Fair enough.
It's not fair enough. That was some bullshit I just came up
does
with. Don't
DC
fair enough that.
Does DC have a lawyer hero?
Well, I want you to edit in the Better Call Saul intro music right now.
I'm not doing that. Okay, there it is.
There we go.
Okay.
That's the isolated clip.
Mm-hmm.
So, immediately after being assigned his defender, she says something that is a bit of foreshadowing. She requests that the time police take off the masks that they're wearing.
They're wearing some pretty stupid masks.
They do look very stupid.
They're like, how would you describe them? They look kind of like welding, like they're for welding or something.
And they have, like, 2 eye holes on each side, 4 in total, and then, like, a Doctor Doom slit mouth.
I was thinking lots of Doctor Doom, kind of like if Doctor Doom and an Iron Maiden were mixed together.
Do you know that Iron Maidens weren't actually used for torture? Some rando archaeologist just found an Iron Maiden, then found a bunch of spikes, and was like, wouldn't it be cool if these spikes were inside this thing? It's not real.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not a real thing. Some archaeologist just made it up.
That's awesome. Or
really? Historical revisionism is awesome, Quentin?
I mean...
You love historical revisionism?
I don't love historical revisionism. I'm more a passive fan.
He likes it.
Okay, you got me. I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah. So, moving on.
Speaking of
But
historical
they refuse to take
revisionism...
off. They refuse to take off their masks until after they finish their testimony.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I wonder why.
So, the case that they have against Superman, it basically stands that I think in the next 24 hours after this, it's the red
in
kryptonite
2
that
days.
turns
In 2 days.
In 2 days. He is experimenting with red kryptonite, which in a previous story had turned him evil for 24 hours. He is exposing it to atomic particles, and he's trying to isolate the molecules responsible for the evil effect, and it explodes, permanently turning him evil.
I'm sorry, but can you tell the audience what year these time cops are from?
So the time cops come from the year 4069. They come from the year 4069, more than 2,000 years in our future, and like a long time away from the time this was written. So, yeah, he turned evil permanently. So transformed into the super fiend. He does a lot of things.
The first thing he does is destroy statues of his friends.
Yeah, so this is a weird thing from Superman comics at the time. At the Fortress of Solitude, he has built a statue of all of his friends so he can look at them and remember what he's fighting for. He has like a creepy memorial room to each of them too, like a room just for Lois Lane that none of them know about or are allowed in.
What the fuck? That's
Silver Age.
Okay.
Listen. We're getting a little bit taste of this. I can promise you, Silver Age Superman is way crazier than the wildest Batman stories.
Well, I'm glad we're getting a taste of it here.
Yeah, that might be why this story is so out there. Because
it's exactly this is us just dipping our toes into the Silver Age Superman pool.
Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, but then he commits a bunch of evil acts that he over-explains. Like sinking the world's biggest liner. Haha, the passengers will drown. Is a line of dialogue that he says aloud.
Then I'll wreck man's most majestic monuments, like the Taj Mahal. He says,
as
he's
he's
tearing down the Taj Mahal.
He's so fast that he starts doing... His actions are faster than his thoughts.
And erasing man's knowledge by destroying his libraries with his heat vision as he is destroying a library with his heat vision.
There's no way he got all of them, though, right?
Like the county public library.
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't know. We're talking about Superman here. I think he could do it.
Okay, here's what I think. I think that he did one library, and in this comic, we see him travel forward in time at will. This is what I'm positing. He went back in time and burned down the Library of Alexandria.
Well, I would like to say one
So
thing.
true.
Does he actually go to the future? Because this is the most mind-boggling part of this comic.
Yeah, he goes... We'll get to it. We'll talk about that when we get to it.
I can... Listen. It doesn't make sense. We'll get to it.
But
Anyway, then he builds a big robot that kind of looks like the Iron Giant, and I know this was before, there was an original story.
yeah,
But it's interesting that Superman builds an Iron Giant, and then he throws it into the air, where it becomes a satellite and uses the de-evolution ray to turn everyone into monkeys.
which is fucking crazy.
In the year 4069.
Yeah. Why did it take him so long?
He threw it into the future.
threw it into the future.
Oh, that's right.
Wait,
Which
okay.
makes a lot of sense.
So here's what at this point in canon, was Superman, like, did he have a genius level intellect?
This is pre-crisis Superman who can literally do anything. The
Okay.
writers said Superman has any powers he needs for the story. So, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Including, have you seen Superman's ability to shoot a tiny Superman out of his hands?
No,
What?
what?
He sticks his palm out, and then a tiny Superman shoots out of his palm, and this tiny Superman has all of the powers of Superman, but it deprives Superman of his own powers. So, like, if he was just a little bit out of reach, he could shoot tiny Superman out of his hand, and then tiny Superman could go do stuff, and then return to him.
That
What?
seems like it would be in a Lego video game.
It's not. It's an actual ability he has. We're not reading Superman comics. I'm not signing another deal with the devil. I see you with the contract, devil. Put it down.
Put it down.
It's
We can't do
Super
that.
Bizarro coming soon.
No! Jack, did you sign it?
No, I didn't.
Wait, that's not the Wait, that's not the devil. That's Mr. McSpitlick.
No!
Holy
We've been
shit!
tricked again!
Anyway, so after this, we return to the lawyer woman, who I'm forgetting her name, but she brings up a good point. All of this stuff so far is hearsay. It's just...
I don't think they ever say her name.
It's
No,
the
they
delegate from Morristown.
Is
Yeah,
it?
they just say the delegate from Morristown.
Yeah.
Oh.
No name.
Well, she's the delegate from Morristown.
My favorite country.
But it's just hearsay. It's just testimony. And they need some
Well, it's
evidence.
Am I wrong about what hearsay is, or is hearsay when you say something that someone else said? These are just people saying what they personally.
This is not a good lawyer.
Okay, let's not get into that.
I can't say words.
And I might be completely wrong about that. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I don't know either, but this is not an accurate representation of a court of law.
No, it's not. And
Superman is wearing like a weird, like poisonous collar.
Hey, audience, I want to clear this up real quick. You cannot march in to the United Nations and demand that they prosecute a legal proceeding.
Well, Batman can because he's rich.
That's...
If you have enough money, you totally can, but
You would have to be pretty fucking rich.
you'd have to be Batman rich.
For all the billionaires listening, this is for you.
Don't go giving
prosecute
Bezos
Superman.
ideas.
Bezos,
Hey,
come on the pod.
if he wants to support the pod, then hell yeah.
That's true.
Uh,
That's true. Bezos, march up to the fucking UN and have them mandate Schway Schwarbage as essential listening.
Yes. Yes. This is so awesome.
Anyway, so after that, they say that they did take Batman into the future to see it with his own eyes, and Batman confirms this in a panel where his head is weirdly long.
Oh my goodness, I didn't notice that. That's
That-
a good observation, Quentin.
He has,
Wait, what?
Look
His
at
head is
forehead.
very large in this panel.
It's
Wait, which panel? I guess I'm at a different point than you guys.
It's
page
page
7,
9.
bottom right.
Wait, 7 or 9? You said different things.
On DC Universe, it's marked as page 9.
Oh, okay. Well, then he's right.
But DC Universe counts like the title page, I think.
Yeah.
Something, so.
Oh, I was looking at the actual page numbers, like on the paper.
That's
I
my
see.
bad.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
looking
I
at
think
the
it's-
actual page.
Yeah, I think it's page
Well, okay,
8,
what
then.
page number, Quentin?
Page 7.
Oh yeah, page 7. It continues into page 8.
Which panel? What are you
Bottom
guys
right.
talking
Right.
Bottom right.
He said so. Okay, yeah, it actually,
you see
it
it, you see
actually is. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not that, and then I looked at it,
on
and
page
it was.
8, on page 8, it's more like,
Continues.
We saw where all of the forehead from Beware the Batman went.
holy shit, that's a callback. Yep. So now he explains how the time transport went awry when they hit some sort of shockwave from solar flares from the sun. So that is why they were only able to be there for a short period of time, and Batman wasn't able to see like a substantial amount, but only a little bit.
That's like what happened in the movie where everyone forgot the Beatles existed.
Oh, fuck. Isn't that like tomorrow or something?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Oh,
God damn it. It was literally yesterday. Anyway, the lawyer comes back and is like, "That's bullshit. Give us some actual evidence. That's just more testimony." And then they're like, "Okay, all right." And Batman takes off the Time Police's mask, and then we're interrupted by Lee Ryder in the Brand Wrestlers.
We're not. You are.
Yeah,
we don't have
I am.
arms.
Just
I'm
you.
sorry.
What shocking shape has the devolution ray caused in the countenance? God Damn it. I'm not gonna read this.
You guys ever seen the Mario Bros. Movie?
I have.
What?
This is like
Monkey.
the de-evolution. This is like the de-evolution right from the Mario Bros. Movie.
Do you know that the Yoshi animatronic took like 30 people to operate?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's like a masterpiece of engineering.
We should do a movie night and watch that shit sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, they turn into monkey men. They're monkey men. Half human, half brute. How hideous.
Monkey.
They're
Yeah.
ape-like sub-men. Oh, what? Wait.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah. So there's some words said in this that I don't think should be repeated.
Some language that
Yeah.
is not appropriate.
Yeah, ape-like submen is pretty bad.
Pretty bad.
But in this comic, they're it's actually like they've been turned into monkeys.
Yeah,
like
but
it's-
out of context.
yeah, out
it's
of
not.
context.
Yeah.
I've forgotten that this is a mainly audio format. They
They can't see it anymore, Quentin. We're not stuck on YouTube where I can put up things to help.
Damn it. They are monkeys. They are 100% monkeys. They are half human, half brute. They're half human, half monkey. literally, in a literal sense.
And
Quentin, you want to dig this grave a little deeper before we move on, or are you
guys.
good?
let's move
Guys.
on. Let's move on immediately.
Okay.
So they're really pissed off at Superman, obviously, and they make their final plea for him to be turned over to them for arrest.
And but then the lady who's like defending Superman, who not like 2 seconds ago was like, "There's no evidence, you're fine," leans over and goes, "The evidence
You
against
are
you is
fucked."
overwhelming. I say you throw yourself on the mercy of the court."
As soon as they present a single piece of evidence,
She folds.
Europe's best.
Not a good. Asia's best lawyer.
Yeah, sorry. I said Europe and I was like, "That's not right," and I just said Europe again and then stopped talking.
no, that's our boy from the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so awesome. You're awesome, dude.
You are. I love having an international fan. Or listener.
I hope-
I don't want to say fan.
Fan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you hate the show. Based honestly.
All we know is that you listened to it once, and I can only hope that you liked it.
I think it'd be funny if somehow this podcast becomes successful. I want to continue having one fan that's not from America. Just one guy from the Netherlands.
So our fucking our whole entire thing, we're super popular in America, and we only have our one fan in the Netherlands.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
So
Anyway,
if you're a second fan from the Netherlands, please stop listening.
Yeah, stop
Oh, yeah.
listening.
No. Please.
Or you two must fight each other for the right to be our Netherlands fan.
That is also true. So, Superman then says that he requests from the chairman that he wants to find out if he is completely guilty. He wants to fly into the future through the time barrier and see for himself. Which the time police argue against. And then he gives his word, and the head of the UN says, "Sure, you've never broken your
Yeah.
word before." That's
Well-
that's how it works.
But
you know.
why not allow him? Because even according to the Time Patrol, he only became evil because of a experiment gone wrong. It's not that he was actually an evil person at this point.
Yeah.
So
That's
they let him
actually
go.
that's a good point. If they just asked him to come
they should have
in-
just asked him. This is what really.
Yeah, the story's
Baffled
really
me.
bad. I was gonna hold out on this, but there's a million plot holes.
How
If
does
they
the
had
UN
just-
not just hear this testimony and go, "Okay, Superman, could you not experiment with the red kryptonite?"
That's what
Yeah,
I'm
could-
thinking. That's what
could
I'm
you just-
thinking.
Could you just hang out with us for like the next week? Just stay at the UN.
Yeah, if you just fucking don't with the red kryptonite. Could you, yeah, you're good. You can just walk out.
We know the exact cause.
You're the paragon of justice. We trust you completely. That's what that's what they're showing here. If there was like some deep-seated mistrust of Superman, this would be a different story. But they trust in him completely. But then he flies into the future, lands and sees what he's done, because he does go into the future. But then he is exposed to the shockwave again, and he comes back. Seeing what he's done, he completely believes in the guilty verdict, throws himself before the court, but then Batman turns on his own capturing of Superman and brings in a bunch of figureheads, including the President of the United States, to testify on Superman's behalf. So the order that we have here, the President of the United States testifies that he...
It's Richard Nixon, right?
I think so. At this time, it would have been.
Yeah, it's Richard Nixon. Yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. It's Nixon, and he testifies that he bored a subterranean rocket tube for high-speed delivery of mail across the Atlantic, which is actually awesome.
Also, I love this, the photo of him doing it, because clearly he left it till the last minute, because the rocket is on his ass.
It's on his fucking ass, and that's awesome. And then the President of the United States is immediately followed up by a Nobel Prize winning scientist, which is nothing to scoff at. But it's not the President of the United States.
Anything to scoff at.
He said, Superman helped me develop a high antibiotic, which saved millions of lives. And you can see him flying through space with two, like, biopods. And...
I don't know how that relates to what... Oh, yeah, from Faraway Worlds. I got confused for a second. I was like, why is he in space? Like, how does that relate? I'm just dumb.
Yeah, no, he got specimens
cool space plants
from faraway lands. But this... You know what really bothers me here? I heavily believe in rule of threes. This really ticked me off when I first read it. There is no third example. It is the president, the Nobel Prize winner, and then they declare the verdict. That sucks. No, but then contrary to all of this testimony, they do declare him guilty, which is fucking stupid.
Well, but that testimony shouldn't actually change the nature of what's being charged.
Well,
because that's just saying, yeah, Superman's a good guy. We all know that, but the problem is he's gonna turn evil in 2 days.
Is there a single fucking piece of actual evidence that proves that the time travelers were not already, like, devolved?
Well, Superman goes in and sees himself. He sees
the satellite.
He sees the satellite, which looks like Superman, has like the cape and the outfit and everything. And he himself asks to be declared guilty.
You want to know something hilarious?
What?
This is like a few panels ahead, but I want to cut to it for a second because it is a utter huge plot hole. It's when they're getting ready to punish Superman. Batman says they say we're gonna stop Superman from making the de-evolution satellite, and Batman goes, "But everyone knows you can't change history." So what was the fucking point of all of this?
I don't know. I mean, there's nothing. There is no rules to this time travel bullshit. Let me ask you guys a question. They treat him saying, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it, I might do it, as like a confession, but is it a confession, or is it...
Because it's not. This is dumb. This whole story is dumb.
It's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid.
Everyone in the UN,
Oh yeah, they
Yeah, they
disagree
all get-
with the
this is
verdict
my
so
favorite.
much.
They all get so angry that they hit the table so hard it brings down the UN.
On top
And
of
that
the
is
time
the most
travelers,
unrealistic part of this entire story. That all of the members just banging their fists and stomping their feet would cause a full structural collapse.
because they all love Superman so much that they're going to destroy the United Nations building. No, but the building collapses. They clear the rubble. Superman selflessly saves everyone in that room. And then they're still like, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna convict you, but first let's get some lunch!
Let's get some lunch! And,
This is my favorite. From here on, every single twist and turn is amazing to me. Every single plot point is a thing of beauty.
guys, I want to ask a question. Did you predict anything that happened in this story at all?
I was half right on something.
I was just
I-
letting this story happen to me. I didn't really want to get too involved in it.
I thought, I'm not going to say how I was half right, but I thought this might have been a Gorilla Grodd scheme.
It is kind of his thing.
That thought did actually cross my mind at one
I thought
point.
about that too, but I didn't suspect him. I just went, huh. Kind of
Yeah.
like a grilled Grodd. It
Anyway,
was
the
not
two-
grilled Grodd.
The two
Spoilers.
guys from the future are eating, and one of them's like, I'm gonna stick to my pills. And the other one's like, I'm gonna fucking eat this meat. I think that's funny. He's basically like, I'm gonna try eating human food as a bit.
And if you look at the background in the next panel over, it looks as if the salt has sort of like piled up at the bottom. Do you think that he's just fucking like...
He's pouring the salt like I think that's meant to be like mashed potato, but it does definitely
I
look
mean-
like he just poured like a mountain of salt on the corner of his plate.
Will, there is no mashed potato on the plate in the first panel.
Oh my god, you're right. Also, yeah.
No, but then they have them bring in after they reconvene. They have them bring in the most fearsome beast of their era.
And Batman's like, fucking on it, runs off, comes back, he stole a Tiglin.
The Tiglin.
He stole it. For those of you who don't know, a Tiglin is when a male tiger mates with a female lion. Or wait, that might be a liger. Damn it.
Yeah, I've
it's
heard of
fucking-
ligers.
It depends
Tiglin
on the
also
gender.
is Tiglin also a real thing?
Yeah, it depends
Okay.
on which parent is which gender.
Is it really the most ferocious beast?
No, I think big cats are kind of like, they're kind of lazy, honestly. Like they
overrated.
don't mess with you if you don't mess
Overhyped.
with them.
A little bit, yeah. But
Anyway, Batman stole a Tiglin from a zoo and it was like, I need this for the UN.
yep. And then they restrain it with electric arrestor bat ropes. Batman and Robin do, and then the time police aim a laser at its head, shoot it between the eyes. The fucking eyes go wonky, and then it's revealed that they lobotomized it.
They have a lobotomy gun, baby.
They have a lobotomy gun that removed all of the, like, evil brain cells and made them good. You know, okay, guys, I don't agree with lobotomy. I do not. It's a bad thing. It's a terrible
It
thing.
is.
It's a horrible
Agreed.
practice.
Agreed.
Do you know the utility a device like this could have in the world where DC supervillains exist?
Yeah. You could lobotomize a bunch of people.
Well, if it's
I thought society decided that was unethical, though. I think
Yeah.
well, okay.
we've decided against that.
It's a little bit unethical.
That's very unethical.
But so is the Joker murdering millions of people.
Yeah, but they should kill the Joker. We've all been living with this, knowing that someone should just kill the Joker.
I think that if they could turn the Joker good, then they should do that.
Just have a nice conversation with him. Maybe he'll see why he was wrong.
Yeah.
If you want to make him forget he's evil, it's a comic book. You could just bonk him on the head.
That's also
I don't know
true.
why Batman hasn't tried that yet.
Or make him take his happy pills.
No, imagine if the Joker was even happier.
Make him take his depression pills.
Yeah, that would work. Anyway, I do like the panel of, I've already pointed out, Batman holding the Tiglin by a rope and just going, but everyone knows you can't change history.
So I don't think that's actually... The way they respond makes it seem like that's not an actually, like, proven fact of time travel in this world. It's just something that
like, how would Batman fucking know? You fight the Riddler.
And the time police just say, actually, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. So...
I do love the implication that they think, like, that their impression is they go back in time. This is what always happened. They go back in time, tell Superman that if he experiences with the red kryptonite, he'll turn evil. He somehow gets off, then 2 days later goes, I'm gonna try it.
Yep.
I'm gonna prove those idiots wrong.
It's so.
Then they shoot Superman with the beam, and then he's like, actually, it didn't make me cool. I'm evil. I'm evil now. I'm evil Superman.
Well, specifically what they are trying to imply is that they were trying to weaken him with kryptonite so that they could actually pierce his skull and perform the lobotomy, and the radiation from the kryptonite reacted with the lobotomy ray and made him evil, which makes no fucking sense.
No, it's good. Makes sense. This is a good story.
Yeah, and they're just using regular old green. Like, not red. In case you were wondering.
Good old green.
Yeah, so now we're given the inner monologue of the Time Police, and we're led to believe that they have a more nefarious intent than what we've been led to believe.
In fact, they even call themselves crime patrolmen instead of time patrolmen.
Yep. And so it is then revealed that Superman was never bad in the first place.
It was a trick because he figured out that these two future monkey people were actually Brainiac and Jeff Bezos.
That's it. Fucking, I did not see that one coming.
And also, you can't call Lex Luthor Jeff Bezos. We're trying to get him to sponsor.
Yeah, we're trying to get him to go to the UN and promote our podcast.
Yeah. What are you doing, Will? You're selling us out here.
Schway Schwarbage, brought to you by Amazon.
Yeah. Brought to you with free 1-day shipping if you order before a certain time if you're an Amazon Prime member.
I think that was...
Which costs money.
Yep.
So it's not free.
Okay, hold on. I think legally we have to say this. We are not sponsored.
Not
by
sponsored.
Amazon Prime. Not sponsored.
Not at all.
Hashtag not ad. Hashtag not ad.
Not an ad. We're not sponsored by Jeff Bezos yet.
Wink.
Wink.
Jeff, email us, Jeff.
Come on the cast and I'll stop calling Lex Luthor Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
No, but it's Brainiac and Jeff Bezos. Wait, Lex Luthor, fuck.
Yeah, yeah.
And how did he figure it out? Well.
Superman figured it out when he saw the Lex Luthor monkey putting salt on his food, and Superman was like, only human beings know how salt shakers work.
Well, no, it's not that. It's that they're from the future where they use the nutrient pills that we previously mentioned, so he wouldn't know about salt shakers because they had become irrelevant.
Okay.
By 4069, no one uses salt shakers anymore.
Okay.
It's not that he's a monkey. It's that they've moved beyond salt shakers in the future.
Let me posit something though. Apparently, he piles the shit onto his plate with no regard for flavor or texture. So, wouldn't it be easy to assume that he had no idea what he was doing? And he was just pouring out the shit onto his plate? I don't know.
I like how Batman didn't even suspect it at all.
He's not a... What? What, do you think he's some kind of detective? Dumbass?
What is he, some kind of Suicide Squad?
Oh, his big forehead's back, too.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But the actual scheme from Lex Luthor and Brainiac was that they were going to use that ray to turn Superman evil, and he was going to be their buddy.
Up with them. Yeah, so that he would be their friend.
Yep.
And so here's my favorite part about this whole story. Brainiac went to the future, and he found that they were making a remake of Planet of the Apes, where the satellite was replaced with a Superman satellite. That was not part of their scheme. That was in the script of this future movie. And they were like, "Hey, I got a great idea. Let's steal some costumes and then get Batman over here." And they fucking did it.
It almost worked. But Superman told Batman, using his, what's it called?
Super ventriloquism. This is another one of his forgotten powers. Pre-Crisis Superman has the ability to make his voice sound like it's coming from anywhere. I think within eyesight. Like if he can see a place, he can make it sound like his voice is coming from over there.
So he told Batman to not bring real kryptonite and just fake it. So the beam didn't actually do anything.
Nope.
Yeah.
And
it just shot him with a shitty laser.
And then the cherry on top of everything.
Is this our best ending panel of all?
It's certainly elite.
So they're standing outside the UN. And the guy who's on the podium goes, "And from this moment, your symbol will fly here among the flags of the United Nations." And there's a flag that's just Batman's symbol on a gray flag and Superman's symbol on a blue flag. It's fucking beautiful. The flags are so good.
It's very funny.
Yep.
And that's it. That's the end. Everyone want to give their favorite panel.
I do. I want to give it. It's really good. I don't know why I did that.
Me neither.
My favorite panel is the one. It's one of. This is gonna suck for YouTube. Sorry, guys. It's the very tall one of Robin descending from the ceiling holding kryptonite.
Oh my god, you're right.
Because Robin's sliding down on a pole, but this could also very easily be seen because the pole is very hard to make out. It just looks like a huge Robin is fucking just towering over Superman with kryptonite, and the look on his face is just fucking livid.
Pure malice.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right. Yeah. That's a pretty good one.
You want to know my favorite?
What's your favorite?
No. Quentin, what's your favorite?
Oh, what's your favorite, Jack?
Okay,
my
Jack,
favorite is, picture this. After all the testimony is piling up against Superman, Batman gives him one last chance. He calls witnesses to show all the good that he's done for the world. And so, as a podium sits behind him, he points over and says, "My first witness is the President of the United States." And that shit got me, everyone.
It is Richard Nixon. I am saying it now.
Yes,
That's
it
Yeah,
is.
it is Nixon. It is 100% Nixon. Quentin, what's your favorite panel?
Okay. So for sure, it is the panel where they have the. It's the Tiglin panel where they lobotomize it.
Yeah.
And I just like the confused look on its eyes, doubled with the onomatopoeia purr, as Batman or as Robin says that they turned it from a man-eater into a pussycat. It purrs, and he has the shit-eating grin on his face. I also love his leg in the panel.
Yeah. It's weird how awesome Robin is in this story.
There's a lot going on here, and I just love it for everything. This will be great for YouTube. Right aspect ratio.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not until I make it do a loop-de-loop. Whoa!
No! Oh, damn
I
it.
figured out how to do that. So
You made it disappear. Oh, yeah. I love that transition effect.
Okay, are we ready for verdicts?
I think we're ready for verdicts.
Okay. Someone else decide. I don't wanna.
Okay, we're doing Will, me, Quentin.
Awesome. So this story is hilarious. Like I think I laughed out loud like 5 times reading this. And they were all like cackles. Like I never giggled. Like I was almost floored if I was not already reading this lying down in my bed. But it's not good. I would go as to say Schwarbage.
Oh.
It's really bad. The scheme is stupid. The whole plot hinges on the fact that for some reason they just chose to have a Superman satellite in their remake of Planet of the Apes. And like, why? Why did they do that? The story did predict that there would be a remake of Planet of the Apes, so good on them. Superman wasn't in it. This is Schwarbage. This, you know what? Worst comic we've read. I'm gonna stick by that. This is the worst comic we've read.
Holy shit.
I think this is the worst comic we've read. Excluding, of course, Ghost Planet, which we did not read, but it is excellent.
Yeah, there's a story after this called Ghost Planet, which we will
Ghost
cover.
Planet is no, we're not covering it.
Okay.
Yeah, the story is Schwarbage.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna be a bit of a contrarian on that one.
But that's Jack's thing.
I'm the contrarian.
You're the
Yeah.
contrarian?
Well, go ahead, Quentin. Go ahead. Give your verdict.
I mean, yeah, it's like I genuinely enjoyed reading this. There are a lot of comics that I have given a Schway that I did not personally enjoy reading that much.
Why?
Just because I think that the quality was objective,
Okay.
but not like I had a subjective experience with it. I think I feel now that this is objectively a terrible fucking comic. It's bad. It makes no sense. But I also think that some of the things that are emblematic of comics being enjoyable in this time frame, because like very few of them actually had emotional story arcs. This is fun. This is energetic. It has twists and turns. We were gaslit a little bit, but not enough to the point where it did not live up to its premise. In a lot of ways, it actually exceeded the things that were advertised. by adding more and more and more surprises to the story. The lobotomy came out of nowhere. You're right. I did not chuckle. I cackled like 7 or 8 times reading this. I just think that this is an all-around like fantastic read. Not a fantastic comic, but a fantastic read. And I'm going to have to give it a Schway. Thoroughly recommend it.
I've really never been more conflicted in my life because this comic is completely horrible. In terms of plot, in terms of being overly wordy like every single other Golden and Silver Age comic we've ever read, and all the adorable shit that, you know, we say is bad, it's bad in this.
Yep.
And the plot makes no sense. It's completely stupid. But holy fuck. This was the most fun I had reading any comic. And I had fun reading some of the bad ones. But this is just this perfect, so bad it's good comic. That every single twist was just incredible. When they broke for lunch, it got me. It got me, guys.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know what it is, because objectively this is garbage, but I don't know if it's Schwarbage.
That is a raw line. Technically, it's garbage, but I don't know if it's garbage.
I feel like I might be contradicting some of my previous views where I gave comics that were objectively bad but kind of funny to read Schwarbage. But this one was objectively bad and so funny to read that I am going to give it a Schway.
Oh my god.
Sorry, Will.
No, it's fine. I'm
not saying it's
the
good.
rest of this podcast looking over at the column of things we've listed as Schway that I'm keeping track of. And I have to see this, and every time I have to just live with that.
Yeah. Holy shit. Like.
Well, this is, rounding up the episode. As always, Quentin and Jack are gonna, or one or the other, or both, I don't know. They're gonna do an amazing outro for you. This time though, I'm gonna. It's you guys are great at improv, right? You guys are fantastic improv actors.
Yep.
I'm gonna give you a place, and a subject for you to do the outro on.
Okay.
It's the UN and Batman.
Quentin, you want to start?
Batman. This man, Jack, has committed horrible crimes against humanity. And I will reveal what they are when we reconvene. What do you have to say for yourself, Jack?
Batman's lying. He's trying to frame me.
I'm the one trying to frame you. Batman is calling in the President of the United States for your defense.
Holy shit, it's Richard Nixon from USA.
They're breaking him! It's just a storm, Dick. What?
Yeah,
What? Who the fuck was that? Was that? Oh my god, Kennedy? Holy shit! We got Nixon and Kennedy and McSpitlick and Jesus and the devil.
No, Jesus is from Schway Schwarbage. Stop promoting those idiots.